Here we go. All right. Good morning. Can y'all hear me? I know it's been a little while. Some people have been asking me to do a little live, have a little question and answer. And let me see. One thing, I've got a little air conditioning running over here. If you guys can, if that's too noisy, let me know and I can cut it off. Somebody just holler out in the chat. But I was going to do a little Q&A if anybody's got any questions. And also, this is a new software that I was using. If anybody have seen any of my live shows a couple of months ago when I first started, I was using Google Hangouts. And that one was a little tough for us to use. But this one's a lot easier, and it can bring on guests. So if anybody wants to come on and ask a question or tell people about what you're growing and that too, I can just pop a link in the chat, and you can click on it, and you go backstage, and then I can bring you up here, and you can talk to everybody just like you're on the live stream. It's really cool to bring other guests on too. So if any of you want to do that, just let me know. And let me know if that air conditioner is making too much noise, and I'll go cut it off. But we'll do a little Q&A. I want to let everybody know you saw the little thumbnail had Amazon half off. Right now it's Prime Days, and there was a lot of stuff I was looking around, but I was excited to see they had the Aerogarden on sale. And a lot of I sell, like this. I make that for some people. I don't do it all the time, but some people don't have the time to make one, or they don't have the tools or the heat gun. And a lot of people ask me, so during the summer when it's like 100 degrees, it's hard to grow and things slow down. I go ahead and put those out for sale, and just for people who need it. Cool, Len. Sounds okay. Awesome. Appreciate that. And then when things start to pick back up, I don't really have time to make them. I don't make a whole lot on it, so I don't have time to make them and go to the post office and things like that. So during the summer, I go ahead and make that available to people. But the Aerogarden is like a real good starter thing for some people. And if you get something like this, there's no pump, there's no aeration, there's no lights. I can't sell seeds. I'm not certified to sell seeds, so I can't sell any of that. But if you get the little Aerogarden, I just want to let everybody know that's a lot of people were wanting to get that when I tell them, it's an easy, complete system, but it was over $100. It was $140, $150. Actually $160. But right now Amazon's got it on sale. And let me see if I can share the Amazon page. And it's only for the next, it's not even all day. It's for the next 8 hours that it's still on sale. So I think I can do a screen share here. And let's see, Amazon. See if y'all can see that. And I'll take this off. Make it full page. Yeah, you can see Amazon, the Prime Days, the sale on that ends in 15 hours, but actually this one is not going all day. It's only got about 9 hours left. So if anybody's interested in that, it's usually $160. It was, $149, $150, and it's on sale $79 now. So that's actually pretty cool deal. And I got a link down in the description for that. And I'm going to talk a little bit about, let me get that off the screen. I'm also going to talk, I ordered some nutrients and master blend. I'm going to open that up for y'all and show you what that's like. That's another thing. With this, like I said, this here, that's the only thing I've got for sale. All of this other stuff my wife makes, we stopped selling all that. It takes too much time. But I do this, and I also give out a sample packet of the master blend for people who just want to start. And it's usually, I just put them in little baggies like this. It's your master blend, calcium nitrate, and a little Epsom salt. And you just, you mix those up in 5 gallons of water, and you've got 5 gallons of nutrients. And, I don't make too much off of that. I do that, to help people start out. The people don't want to get a big bag. I actually got I think it was either 25 or 30-pound bag of master blend when I first started, and that lasted me about 5 years. But most people don't want to do that. They sell them in 1-pound bags, but this is just, a good start away. And it's just to help you guys out. So, because I have to get the nutrients, I have to go buy these little baggies. I got to buy a little bubble wrap to mail it in, and really, and I sell it for like $4.99. So, not really making any money off of that. It takes a little bit of time, but I don't mind helping out, if somebody just wants to test it and try it. But this is really not an economical way, because by the time you pay for shipping, it comes out to like $9 or $10. So it's not a real economical way to go if you want to really get into it. It's just like it's a basic starter. Just test it for your first time. Um, oh, Diana, how are you doing? Good morning. And Susan Rogers. Let's see, too expensive for me. Even yeah, it is a little expensive, $80. I mean, that's half price, and that's why I started growing like this. But I just want to let everybody know because there's it's out there, and anyone who wanted to give it a try, that's a little cheaper than it usually is. But if you can make these yourself, if you've got like I don't even use a chop saw. If you just use a hacksaw, and you get a hole saw to fit on your drill and a heat gun, you can make these. You can make out of a 10-foot section, you can make 4 of those. And a 10-foot section right now is running about $12 at Home Depot and Lowe's. So if you don't mind, you make those. And actually, my porch had 8-foot rails on it in between the posts. So I would cut those down, and then that's why I have these little 2-foot sections. Is I would cut an 8-foot section out of it, and it would fit in between the posts. So I would get those. And if you look at my old videos from like a year ago, they had the real long downspouts, and that's what I would do. So each one of those was like 8 foot. Probably comes out to about $10 for that. That's the more economical way. But like I said, this is off grid, no aeration in there. Works good for fast growing leafy greens. The Aerogarden has a little aeration in it, has a little air stone. It's got a little indicator light to let you know when it's going down and needs more water or nutrients. And it's also got a little grow light on it. So it's a complete system for like the complete, beginner to get started with. But let me show you this too. If y'all order like the Master Blend, this is just a kit that they sell. What I did when I first did it, or if any of you guys have started, I had to order the Master Blend from I get that on Amazon, or you can go directly to Morgan County Seeds and get it in bulk if you want. And then I got calcium nitrate, and then Epsom salt, same stuff you can get at the drugstore. I get it at the nursery. They have Epsom salt there. I don't know if that makes a difference, but I get that over at Lowe's too. So you'd have to get 3 different things to get started. And this one they sell like in a kit. And if y'all order it, I think this was like $23. And this that I do, this portion right here, that's what you need for 5 gallons. You mix that with 5 gallons of water. So that one little sample will make 5 gallons of water. And this is, I think, like 1 pound of Master Blend, 1 pound of calcium nitrate, and half a pound, because it comes out 2.5 pounds, half a pound of Epsom salt. And what happens is, if you guys don't know, calcium nitrate, if you leave it out in the open, it absorbs moisture from the air. You actually need to put silica packs in with it, or any kind of desiccant that will absorb moisture, because this is what that acts like. And this calcium nitrate will actually absorb moisture. This will be wet, and it can actually form into a block, and then you can't dissolve it anymore. So they keep these separate, but you don't have that problem with both of these. Now, when they sell this, to avoid extra shipping, they know that this is readily available everywhere, Epsom salt. So they won't put them together, because then you're just paying for shipping for just the Master Blend. But like I said, then you have to go get this yourself and mix them up separately. This little kit, they put the Master Blend and the Epsom salt together, because those won't react. And then the calcium nitrate is by itself. And it comes in this cool little kit. And this is down in the description too, if you don't want to look at that. This isn't on sale for Prime Days. The only thing that was on sale that I saw as far as like something that we would use was the Aerogarden. This is just the regular price, but if anybody's interested in this, I just want to show you the little kit, because the big bag that I've been using just came in a big plastic bag. Calcium nitrate comes in a bag too, and you have to mix them all up. This one actually comes with, see, this would be your calcium nitrate, and that's all by itself. And they actually mix the Master Blend and the Epsom salt together. And some people have been had a question, because this right here, your Master Blend is 41838, your NPK. Your calcium nitrate is 1500. And then you have your Epsom salt. But when they got this and it said Master Blend, it says 5/12/25, and they were messaging me and emailing me and saying they sent me the wrong one. This isn't the same thing you have. Is it going to work? And I've got several messages like that. But the reason why that's different is because they've mixed the master blend and the calcium nitrate. These two things, they mix those two together, so you don't have just the 4-18-38 anymore. So that's why that's different there. And then you have, your calcium nitrate. You're gonna have to keep that separate. I've been checking here and see if they do have a desiccant. If they don't, when y'all can buy those little packets of silica packets in that, and if you don't, you've got it all taped up. When you buy something from the store and you see those things floating around inside the packages, if you save those, I would toss 1 or 2 of those in here, especially like here in Florida. The humidity gets up to about 100% humidity sometimes. And if this is even cracked open a little bit, it'll suck the moisture right out of the air. Let me open it over here so I don't drop it all over everything. Yeah, see, I don't see anything in there. It's just a calcium nitrate. What I would do is I would open this up. It might be in the bottom. Let's see. Something's in there. Nope. It's not it. Just a piece of paper. What I would do is get one of those little silica packets, and I'd toss it in here too. But so that's that. And that's basically what I'm going to go ahead and give this a try. I've never used this, but like I said, I got a 25-pound bag of Master Blend when I first started about 5 years ago. And I'm just reaching the end of it right now. And that includes all of the sample packets that I've been sending out to everybody and all the stuff. If you look on my channel, everything that I've grown for the last 5 years, and on my channel, I'm going on my 3rd year. So everything you see grown on there was from that initial bag of Master Blend I got. I ordered it in bulk right from the very beginning. And I think I bought maybe like 2, I think they come in 10-pound bags, maybe 2 bags of calcium nitrate in the meantime too. So this looks like this is a good starter set, $20. This, like I said, if you're a Prime member, if you order this for me, it's going to be $5, and then you're going to pay shipping. It's going to be close to $10 by the time you do that, and you're going to get 5 gallons of nutrients, which this will take about 1 gallon to start with. And then so you're going to be able to fill this up. You'll probably get through 1 harvest with it. But if you go to Amazon and get this, I think this makes about over 400 gallons. I have to actually sit there and look at it. But I'll put that down in the description. But I know you'll get well over 100 gallons. I think that I looked at it before I ordered it, and it came out to something like 400 gallons out of this kit. So for $20, this is $10. You get 5 gallons, or for 23. And if you're a Prime member, you get free shipping. So you're not paying for shipping. Where mine, you're paying for shipping. You get around 400 gallons. So that's a much better buy. If you guys are serious and you're going to be doing it more often, just check my stuff out and just order from me only if it's like the very first time you're doing it and you're experimenting. And then you don't want to invest a lot of money. And if you're not happy with it or you're not having fun, you haven't invested a lot. So that's the only reason why I offered it, is just for the complete beginner. But this here, you can go ahead and do that. And I'm an affiliate, so I do get a small percentage off of that when you order off of that. So either way, this just takes me more time. It takes time out of my day to do that. I don't mind doing it for y'all, but I don't want you wasting your money. So a much better deal is to get it in bulk. And then once you get really serious, I think on Amazon they've got some bigger bags, but go to Morgan County Seeds like I do if you're really serious. If you're going to grow, make an NFT system like mine where you have a bigger tank, and get the big bag, because I think I paid maybe 30 or 40, which is maybe twice as much as that, but it's lasted me, 5, probably 6 or 7 years. The whole time that I've been growing, I've been using that one bag. So this is the first time I've run out since I've started. So if you're really serious about it, you might want to get it in bulk, spend a little bit, but you're going to have to have some place, to keep it, because you're going to use, small portions at a time. So you don't go through it really fast. So you want to have some place where you're going to be able to store a big bag and it's going to last a while. Alrighty, let me get in the comments here, see if anybody said anything. Good morning. shoe boxes. Yeah, shoe boxes have a ton of them. She's talking about those little silica packs. If you see those anywhere, you can take those. Whenever I see them, I take them and set them off to the side and keep them in a little sandwich bag, because things like that, you kind of need them with it. Hey, Brad, how you doing? Morning, Hidden Harvest Grow Lights. Now, Brad, we were in, if you go back and look at my last video, I have a little grow light, and those were from Hidden Harvest. And then a couple of videos before that, we had a giveaway, and Brad gave away 2 to some of our viewers. I'm experimenting with those right now, and I put out 1 video. I've got more videos coming, but those are really cool. I'm really having fun with those, so I'm going to have a lot more videos coming out on that. So, all right. Let's see if I get this chat. So does anybody have any questions? It doesn't have to be about the nutrients itself, or it doesn't have to be about, anything to do with Amazon. I just want to let people know, that this, where did it go? This was just on sale right now. If anybody does want to order it, it's half price, and it's only for the next, less than 9 hours, so about 8 hours left. And, after that's going to be back up to $150 again. But that's just a good starter. And it's a complete set. Like I said, it's got your little air stone. It's got the nutrients. It's got the seeds. It's got the little light. Good way to just start and experiment and see if you like it. And if not, go this route. CB, hey, how are you doing, CB? Are you in the position to jump on here with your phone or not? If you are, I can drop a link in the chat, and you can just click that like you did before. And if not, I'm just gonna, just coming on for a couple of minutes to tell people about this deal and then talk about the nutrients. We got some nutrients from Amazon too. So, but CB's in the chat there. If anybody wants to see things on a bigger scale, like mine's just small scale, and it's for people that, don't have a lot of time to garden. CB actually has a couple of greenhouses, and he was on one of my past shows. Y'all can go check out that stream. I'll come back in here after the, I'll put a little card up here for it. But he's got like one whole greenhouse filled with peppers. They're all over the place. And he's got one whole thing that's full of tomatoes. And he has them set up like he's got a small DWC, and he's got some set up like Dutch bucket systems. I think the tomatoes are growing in, and they're doing fantastic. And he's got some videos explaining how to use these nutrients to actually measure them out right. And if you guys really want to get into it and you want to start, getting a meter and checking your nutrient level and checking your pH, CB's got some real good videos explaining all of that and what he does, and also some tips and tricks that I didn't know about, like using molasses and during this heat. Like it's 90. Yesterday was 98 degrees, so the feel like temperature was over 100. And to keep your nutrients cool, he says that he puts blocks of ice. He takes a block of ice and drops it into the nutrients when he comes home during the day or at night, and then has some more freezing for the next day. So he actually cools down his nutrients like that. And that's another thing that we have to deal with this heat and working with water outside. Let's see, Diane. My concern has always been the fertilizers, which ones and how much to add. Otherwise, you're burning up my plants. And if you do this, I can tell you, I've been doing this for like about 6 years. And if, you just use this, I just do that. And I stick to the formula. Between 10 and 12 grams is what I use. You can go like 10 grams for like lettuces and 12 for tomatoes. But I always just stick with that. And I don't stray much from that. And I just refill with it. If you're going to have a crop that lasts a long time, like your peppers need to grow before, and the fruit, CB, like I said, you check out his channel and he'll show you how to actually get a meter, check your ppH, check your pH on it, and get it just right. Me, I'm just doing a real simple way because I wanted to show people stuff that like my mom could do. I wanted to be able to take over something of my mom, and she could just dump the nutrients in and stick a plant in it and call it done. And if I had to tell her to, go and get a meter and test it and and add a little bit of this or a little bit of that, it would just blow her mind and she wouldn't be able to do it. So that's the reason why I do that. The really simple method is for people that don't have time or the know-how. But there's a ton of resources and a ton of people like CB and Brad, Pepe, Marty's Garden, people that have been on this past show that know a lot about this stuff, and you can go to their channels and check them out. CB's actually in the chat, and Brad too from Hidden Harvest. If guys know, you can go in the chat, click the little 3 dots beside their name, and then hit go to channel, and you actually go to their channel. Let's see. Hey, Mike. Oh, you at work, CB? No problem. No problem. Like I said, I wasn't planning on doing this, so I didn't contact anybody. It's just I saw that deal was on and there was only a couple hours left. So I said, let me go live and tell everybody. And, we'll come back on and do an actual live stream and more formal and get everyone together. Great channel. We have about 20 or so plants right now. Cool. You gave me the implements. It's starting to grow. I'm curious if you have any problems with black net pots burning your plants. No, I don't think I did, but I didn't use the net pots too long. Like I said, I was trying to find a cheaper alternative and something that everybody could get. And even when I started out, I started with the net cups, and then I have a 2-inch, 3-ounce Dixie cup, plastic one, that's like almost the same size as a 2-ounce net cup, and actually would like watch TV and cut the bottoms off of them. At first I was doing like everyone else, and you get soldering iron, and you sit there and make all these holes, and then the roots would find their way through. Finally, I just said, I'll just cut the bottom off. And, I'd sit there and cut, and about 15 minutes, I'd have the whole pack cut. So I went to the Dixie cup, and I was actually using like craft foam to hold the plants in place. If you look at like my old videos, and that actually worked. But, you had to sit there and do that, and you had to cut all the foam up. And my wife, saw the pool noodles one day, and that's when she was like, isn't that about the same size as what you're doing? I was cutting little pieces of foam. And when we cut those up and used them, they worked well. So I stopped using the cups and things because now all I had to do was get a pool noodle and a hacksaw and, I cut through it like in 30 seconds. I was done with it. So that's why we're using it. And I didn't use the net cups all that much. I think right now I use it with my 5-gallon bucket with the net pot lid. Maybe that's what you're talking about. And that might heat up because it's black and the entire lid on the 5-gallon bucket. That might heat up your nutrients a little. If it does, you can always maybe put a little foil or the shades that you put in the car, the reflective thing, and put that around the top of it, underneath your plant, like your tomato plant, and maybe that'll reflect the heat away from it. And then you don't have to deal with painting it, because that's what I used to do with them too, was paint them white. But then that was for the container itself, but the lid, the plant sits on top of that. You might not want it sitting on your plant sitting on the paint. Let's see. I know I've seen you grow bok choy. How far into the summer can you grow it? Right now I'm growing some, but it's growing in the shade because, like I said, it's 100 degrees. I typically grow it all year long, and it's just the different times of the season. Like I said, when it's warm, it's going to start to go to seed. You can go through and pinch the tops off of them, pinch the heads off of them to get started, and keep harvesting the leaves. But sooner or later, it's gonna, unless you're just totally eating them like really fast, it's gonna, go ahead and go to seed. But for the next couple of weeks, you can pinch the tops off of them and keep harvesting the leaves and let them grow a little. They're gonna grow slower, like right now, because we have to grow in the shade. We had a really short spring. It was like a couple of weeks or something. It was like pleasant weather, and we went straight to almost 100 degrees out here. So we're having a really rough time with all of our plants, and that's why I don't have any videos on like lettuce. I can put it out there, but it get real leggy and bitter. What else do I have growing right now? The pak choi saffron you saw in a couple of videos ago, and my wife came through there and did one harvest. So there's a couple of little leaves right now, and they're kind of struggling to come back. My next video, I'll just take a quick picture of that and show you. The beets, even my beets and my chard, everything's suffering right now with all of this heat. The sorrel, which took a long time to grow, like months for me to even get it, to sprout and to grow, is actually doing okay out there. So I'll put that in the next video too. Let's see. Thank you, Diane. Everybody's saying that. Also, you mentioned needing a license to sell seeds. Is that Florida thing? I'm not sure. I haven't checked everywhere. I just know any type of. I know that any type of plants, and if I was like classifying myself as a gardener, or I'm not sure if you can just get seeds or not. I consider the seeds, as part of a plant. I know that I looked up when I was growing the water spinach that wasn't allowed, and that wasn't allowed to even possess it, and they went into detail about it. Was the plant itself, roots, stem, seed. So I just figure when they're talking about nurseries and things down here that that would include seeds. So I'm not sure if I would be able to do it. Maybe just in Florida, but I know just getting seeds here and me shipping them anywhere. Really, most states frown upon that because you can get an invasive species. Something like in Texas, they allow the water spinach in for personal cultivation, which it was against like federal regulations. But in Texas, because of the population that they had come over that was used to eating that, they're allowed to cultivate it. But if you had that seed and you tried to send it out past state lines, you'd get in serious trouble for it. So I don't know if it's just a Florida thing, and I haven't looked too deep into it. I just know that sometimes, anything to do with plants. When I looked in all of this, even if we sell microgreens, it depends if you want to sell them as a plant or if you're selling sprouts, then that's a food. So there's a lot of different regulations that go into everything. A good person to ask about stuff, I don't know if y'all are in Australia or anything, is Pepe. Pepe's like killing it. He's actually started a microgreen business. He grows baby greens, lettuces, and he's actually selling to chefs. And he's posting the little pictures of the food that the chefs are making with the microgreens on it. He goes to the local grocery stores. He stocks them and also the farmer's market on the weekend. And he's turned almost everything into, I think it's plastic free and compostable packaging. So he's a real cool guy. He's Pepe Fasos. And if you go on Instagram, it's 560 Farms. Let's see. Hello, Mike. Hey, Jeff. How are you doing? And Jeff's growing indoors. You're growing outside too, but not with the hydroponics, right? I think. So I think it's like doing really, really tough growing outside right now. Let's see. Hey, man, thank you for everything you do. You inspire me to grow hydro tomatoes. Awesome. Cool. Appreciate it. And if anybody wants to share what they're doing, I don't have it linked here. Maybe I'll come back and put it in the comments. But I have a Facebook group called Keep On Growing. And everybody jumps in there. And it doesn't have to be just hydroponics. The stuff that they're growing, they share it with everybody. And then if you have a little problem, like sometimes I get busy. I get a ton of questions and I get email, which I haven't been to my email in like weeks. I'm sorry if you emailed me. I get comments in the videos and DMs and on Twitter and all over the place. But that group, the members go in there and they share stuff with their growing. And then if they have a little problem and they ask if I'm too busy, the other people in there that are always jumping on and helping out. And I think CB's in there. Jeff, I think you're in there. And they jump on there and help each other out and answer the questions. So if you guys want to join that Facebook group, I'll come back and put a link somewhere, but it's called Keep On Growing. You can just search that. There's always someone over there willing to help. CB, doing good, but could be better if I wasn't at work. Yep. Me too. Not sure how to use Facebook Messenger. I sent you a message. Okay, you're talking to CB. Morning. Check Facebook now and then. I'll check it out in a bit. Cool deal. You see who else is here. Mark. I just want to say hey to everybody and hey to everybody watching, because I know not everybody's chatting. So if you're just here, just watching, good morning. Hello. Thanks for tuning in. My voice is getting a little raspy, but it's about half an hour. But before this, I have another channel where we help creators out. Creators of people make YouTube videos. And I was on there for a morning show before I came on over here. So I'm going on like over an hour just talking. So that's why I'm getting kind of raspy. Do you ever check your ppm or pH? Because I replenished with Master Blend and it seems to wilt and yellow. Yeah, this guy right here below you, like it says CB. If you check out his channel, he talks a whole lot about checking your pH and upping and downing your pH and checking your parts per million. I don't do it, like I said, because I was trying to find the simplest way for people to do things. And I think that once I go out and get a meter and I start doing it, that if I try to tell people that I don't do it, they won't believe me because they'll see videos with me doing it. So I made it a point from the very beginning that I was going to try and do it guerrilla style, off grid, something, the simplest thing that like preppers could do, where you could pack these, away and pack some nutrients and some seeds. And that if anything happens, you can get out there and do that with no electricity. Something simple that my mom could do, or elderly people that can't bend down and work a garden or till anymore. There's several reasons to do this. And one thing is that someone like my mom wouldn't ever be checking the nutrient level and the pH. She just wants to know if I need to add more stuff. So that's basically what I've done. That's why everything doesn't work, but the plants that do work are what I put on this channel. CB is a excellent choice to go watch and see. And I'm not sure if Jeff's got a couple of videos on that too, but you can check out CB and check out Brad's channel. He's actually growing indoors with his grow lights, and he's got a cool little system. Brad, I haven't checked it out in a while. I don't know if you're still using that, the Riverponics. That looks pretty neat. Here we go. Yeah, CB. I'll check them out. Nutrients adding, then after an hour. There you go. Yeah, so y'all just help each other out. Like I said, there's a lot of different people that can help you, and there's a lot of resources. It's just that, I've never done it myself. That meter will help you a lot to know what you really have in the tanks. Yeah, because it can change now. And what CB does is that, yeah, I keep it simple. CB's got an entire greenhouse, and he's got a big tank that it's running through the Dutch bucket systems. And that tank, like he said, that if you have to kind of keep on top of it, and you check that one, and he's got a couple of greenhouses. So I don't know, CB, you've got like 2 or 3 or how many you have to check per night or every couple of days. I have these small ones all over the place. I literally have about 50 of these sometimes, between my NFT system and all of the different grow boxes I have set up. I have these. I have big ones with the peppers growing in them and chard. If I had to come and check the ppm on everything and adjust the nutrients every couple of days, and then I had to come back and check the pH and up or down and let it sit and come back and check it again, it literally take me hours a day just checking that and trying to redose all of that. So unless you have these things tied together where you can make it work, it's really not worth the time. But if you only have like 1 or 2 of these, like if you have like 2 of these 8-foot or 10-foot sections sitting on your porch where you can come and just check 1 or 2, then that's cool, and you can do that and you can adjust. But to me, I've got about 50 of these things laying around the yard, and I just got to go with it. If I see the leaves start to yellow a little bit, I add a little more nutrients. If it looks like they're getting tip burn, I go in and add just straight water once in a while. Most of the time, mine are sitting out in the weather too, so I get a little bit of rain, so it kind of dilutes it. So I hardly ever have to add like just fresh water, so dilute a little more, and that's the reason why when I add just Master Blend back into it, it's not like it's just totally in Master Blend, because once in a while we'll get a little rain and it does go ahead and dilute it some. Bonjour. Hey, Michael, how are you doing? And Stephen, like I said, hello to everybody who jumped in. Mike Van Doozy, do you check ppm when you mix for the first time? No, like I said, y'all can. Like I said, I give it a try. When I move someplace, I use city water, and it's basically the same. So if it worked, yeah, I just keep going with it. The couple of years before I was on the farm, we had well water. It was probably a little more hard than most waters, but I'd let it sit for a little while, and it all just works. So I don't even do it from the very beginning. Like I said, if I go and buy the meters and start using it and telling people you need to do this to get started, or you should do this once in a while, then all of my other stuff doesn't make any sense, where I say you don't need meters, you don't need it. So I don't even own one of those meters, and I've never checked at all. The only pH I checked was years and years ago, like 20 years ago, my wife had a fish pond, and we used to check the pH of the fish pond for the fish. But other than that, I've never owned one, and I've never done it. I'm not saying that's the best way to do it. Like I said, I'm just trying to keep things as simple as possible for everyone. That if you do this and it works and it's simple and that works, and you want to step up, then check out like CB's greenhouse, and check out these other channels. There's a ton of resources out there, and it is better. I'm not saying this is the best way. This is the best way to get started and to get more people into it, because truth be told, if I said, hey, you need to go get NFT channels, and you need to get rock wool, and you need to get net cups and hydroton, and you need to get nutrients, you need to get a pH meter, you need to get pH up, pH down, grow lights, that starts to blow people's mind, and they don't ever get started. So what I do here is that the normal person can just get something simple like this, throw some nutrients in it, toss a plant in it, and boom, they get interested in hydroponics. And then after that, after they learn to grow some stuff, you're not going to grow a full head of romaine lettuce, or you're not going to grow, corn or anything like that. But once they get started on that, that gets them interested, and then they can further research it and start stepping up from there. It's just like starting your garden, but a lot of us just went over and just started with a little pot at first, and stuck up some herbs in it. You start small. There's not a lot of us that went out very first time and tilled up our whole backyard and decided to turn everything into a garden. Let's see. I don't know if I'm falling behind on the chat here. Let's see. I check mine every morning before I go to work, every afternoon when I get home. I do my adjustments in the evening after the last feed has run. Okay. So yeah, if y'all are interested in that, check out CB's channel and just watch his videos. So he checks in the morning and the afternoon. So he checks twice. And then I guess you do it at night is when everything's kind of cooling down a little bit. And then I think I watched your video too. And then after you let it sit for a little while too, you go back and recheck it, and just to make sure it's right where you want it to be too, right? Hey, Jordan, how are you doing? Appreciate seeing you. Thanks for stopping in. We're doing hydroponics here. We're talking about hydroponics. I don't know if this is your first time checking out one of my live streams. What's your Facebook group name? It's Keep On Growing. With no G, it's GROWIN. And if you can't find it after the show, I'll come back in and put it in the comments or the description. I usually have it in there, but when you set up a live stream for Facebook, you can have defaults where something goes into every one of your videos when you upload it, but it doesn't do it for your live streams. You have to manually go and put it all in. So I'll come back and put it in there for y'all. But it's Keep On Growing. It's a real cool place. Lots of people, and like I said, you don't have to be doing hydroponics. It's just if you want to just grow, we're just in there sharing stuff with each other. If you just want to show off what you're growing, that's pretty cool. People are in there showing peppers and tomatoes and what have you. So really cool place. Karen, hello. Thanks for stopping by. The Zombified, how are you doing, dude? Just chilling. Appreciate you coming in. Let's see. It will grow a full head of lettuce. Cool deal. Yeah, it's I grow like a butter crunch. I like the black seeded Samson, the leaf lettuces too, where I can keep harvesting it and coming back. Some of them will grow like really big. I don't know about y'all if you tried it, but usually lettuce, if you grow it traditional way in the ground, if it gets too big or you let it go too long, it gets really bitter. With the hydroponics, especially with the NFT system, some of mine, would grow big. The leaf lettuce or this the black seeded Samson and that. Salad bowl lettuce, and it grow, and I had some that were like huge, and they tasted just as good as the small tender ones. I don't know if that's the same about everything, but now as far as romaine, I'll grow that and pick the leaves. I'll use that as a pick and come again, but I haven't like grown a whole head of like romaine or anything. But the butter crunch, you can actually grow a head of like butter crunch or bib lettuce. Let's see. Okay, cool. Appreciate that, Jeff. Yeah, and I think I made a couple of you guys mods. If you want to, you can drop the links to your own channel and that in there. I don't mind that at all. So if anybody's a mod and you've got a gardening channel, just drop it in there for people to check. I don't check mine. I'm not that hardcore yet. Exactly, Karen. That's what, to just begin with that. And that's what I did when I was first starting. There was so much to get used to. I almost quit. And then I was like, there's got to be a better way, and you can always step up from there, but it's a really good Good place to start. Chilling like a villain. Cool deal. Hey, buddy. Good to see you again. Okay, these are some of my friends that we've seen around. Little Jim butchered grew my basement on a 2-gallon bucket. Oh, cool. That's pretty. Yeah, Butterhead. Yeah, my wife likes those. So Butterhead works really good. A butter crunching it. I had in mind to get me a hydroponic system myself because of the effective way to grow veggies. Yep, and like I said, Jordan, if you like look at the videos on my channel, I'll show you like the easiest way, like basic to get started, and it's a good way to get your, well, you don't get your hands dirty because there's no soil. So, it's a good way to get started, to learn about it, experiment. And then if you want to step up from there, you want to build, like I've got a small NFT system. CB's got a Dutch bucket system set up. There's a lot of things you can go into. And I've been really interested, believe it or not. I've been watching a lot of the hydroponics in India. Like some of the countries, they're developed countries, but they're a little behind us. And they grow a lot of stuff like in rural areas, not like Mumbai or anything, but out in the rural areas, they're getting into the hydroponics, and they do it like try to find the cheapest ways that they can do it too. So I've been watching a lot of those. If you guys, check out any hydroponic videos, those are really cool. Seems like the ones that are all in America are like, buying all the expensive stuff and getting, which works. But if you really want to get into, get back to the basics, check out some of those other countries. Hi, Mike. I killed my green onion. That's hard to do. No, but if you keep them too wet in that, but yeah, green onions is one of the things that we started. My wife loves having those around all the time. But yeah, if anybody doesn't have any more questions in that, make sure you check out CB. Marty's Garden, Pepe, there's a lot of people in here. I'll go ahead and put a link down below to my Facebook group when I get off. And like I said, if you want to go ahead and give it a try, the Amazon, has this in a little kit where you don't have to go buy Epsom salt. It comes with master blend Epsom salt already mixed up and a calcium nitrate. This is a cool little kit. I'm going to give that a try, and I'll make a video about that and show y'all. But that's an easier way to do it than ordering this from me. Like I said, I don't want you all to waste your money. This is like if you've never done it before and you just want to try your first time, I'll go ahead and send you this, but really don't waste your money on this. Just go ahead and get you some. I think that, like I said, I think it makes about 400 gallons. And Amazon, like I said, if anybody wants this Aerogarden, pop it up here one more time. It's on sale, half price for the next 8 hours. And then it'll be back up to 150 bucks. So boom, I'm back on there. And if anybody has any questions, just either leave them in the comments or DM me. Check me out I'm Mike Van Doozy on the other social medias. You can DM me on Twitter, and I'll try to get to my email. Like I said, you can email me, and I've been answering that, but I've been like really behind. So I think I'm a couple weeks behind. So I apologize to anybody that's emailed me a question or pictures. And I've got a ton of pictures from y'all, and I really love seeing what y'all are growing. And lots of you have sent me pictures of things like this that you built and with the pool noodles, and it's pretty neat. I've been seeing it going around on Instagram too. Maybe one day I'll try to get them all together, or if everybody can get in the Facebook group and share them there, that'd be cool. But maybe I'll make one video and kind of show what y'all are growing and what you're doing. So let's see. Try my best to keep things easy, simple, and cheap as possible. Yep. That's where I like to go. Literally just kept them in a jar of water, not too full. I give up. Yeah, now green onions are cool to just take them and just plant the roots in a little bit, like a half of an inch up on the bulb, and plant those out in your garden, or just stick them out in the dirt in your backyard, and they'll grow. Just keep them watered. Nice. I was going to ask what was on sale because I missed that. Yeah, like I said, I just saw that. I was looking through the Prime and all of the things, they've got all kind of electronics and TVs and computers. And then I saw the Aerogarden. I remembered a couple of people that were wanting them before and asked me, but it was over $100. And so I saw it was on sale. It's not that cheap. It's still $79. But if you have Amazon Prime and you got free shipping too, if you want to give it a try, it's a complete set. It comes with the aeration. You get a little bubbler, you get nutrients, you get the seeds, you get a grow light, and it has a little alert, tell you when the things get low. You know, if this gets low, you're going to have to check it, or it might just dry up on you because you can't see in there and there's no alert on it. So that little Aerogarden works good for a beginner if you want to grow, you know, herbs on your countertop. But, you know, if you really want to get into it, you know, go ahead and build your own system. Yes, please. Cool deal. So links to all of that's below. I'll come back and put the link to the Facebook group. You guys check each other out. You know, who's in the chat. Thanks for stopping by. I'm like I said, I had another live stream before this, so I'm getting really hoarse. So if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and end this. And my next live stream won't be as sporadic as this. I just came on because I wanted to let everyone know before that offer expired. The next one I'll schedule out so we can all get together and you guys can get your questions ahead of time. And like I said, I want to hear from you guys too. I can post a link in the chat if you guys let me know. And you can pop on the screen here with me, you know, just like I popped this thing up here. You can come on and we can talk together. So that ought to be fun. So I want some of you guys to get pictures or talk about what you're growing. And the next time I do one of these live streams, I want you to jump on here with me. All you got to do is I put a little link in the description and you just click on it and you can go from your phone or desktop and just enter the studio and then I'll pop you up on the screen. It's that easy. So if everybody's cool, I'm going to go ahead and call this one. Thanks, Mike. Later, Jeff. Bye, CB, Karen, everybody else, all the other people in the chat. I know not everybody's chatting, but everybody that's watching that's not in the chat, thank you for stopping by. As always, live to inspire. Keep on growing.